New Pokemon shirt! Yeah, I got this really cute Pokemon shirt from my friend. And I love it. Thank you. Also, it goes perfectly with my Pokeball pendant from Sean's photography. All decked out in my Poke gear. Questions time! All right, so actually, the other week I posted a photo asking you guys to send in questions for a Q&A, and here we go. Got around to recording it. Thank you to everybody that took the time to ask me something. I actually got so many questions that I decided two videos. Two videos are necessary. This is 4, so two videos. So this first video are questions that I got from Comic Toons Babes. As some of you know, I'm an official Comic Toon Babe on Instagram. There's 12 of us, nerdy dozen. It's a hashtag. Check it out. And actually some of the girls sent me in some questions, so I figured, why not put those all together? So the first one is from Nerdy Girl Nikki. She's super cool. She's from the States and does reviews on comics and live streams on Twitch, so definitely check her out. Her question is, what's your favorite thing about cosplay? I would say my favorite thing about cosplay is just that it's a great way to be creative and meet people. Not a lot of my friends have similar interests as me. It wasn't until I started cosplaying that I met people that were into the same books as me, into the same shows, so it really gave me a chance to meet people outside my immediate friend group from school and everything. So meeting people and being creative, that's definitely one of my favorite things. All right, so second question is from Bria Bia. She does a really hot cosplay of Catwoman, and you guys, yeah, you gotta check it out. She is a babe. All right, so what cosplay do you feel most confident in and why? I wouldn't say there's one particular cosplay that makes me feel most confident, but I'll tell you what type of cosplay. Just anything comfortable to move around in, because I find that if I'm in something uncomfortable, like Mr. Freeze, I love that cosplay. I feel confident in it from a craftsman point of view, but walking around at a con, I'm always super insecure, like, is everything okay? Like, are things falling off? So don't feel confident in that for some reasons, but anything that's super comfortable and easy to move around in, that way I can focus on what I'm doing instead of, is everything intact? So some examples are like my Electra. Electra is a new one, and I just started wearing it at Montreal Comic Con. That one is a really comfortable costume, fits well, and it's fun to run around in, so definitely feel confident in a costume like that. Yali's cosplay. She's actually from Australia, and really cool Predator cosplay that is awesome, and she has some really funny videos, so check that out. So Yali's cosplay is wondering, how did you get into cosplay? Ooh, what's the origin story? Okay, so let's see, probably about 5 years ago, I went to my first con. And I mean, I had seen stuff on the internet or I had seen movies, so I knew that cosplay was a thing, but I wasn't really sure because I'd never been to a con. Like, do people actually dress up? Is it only certain ones? Like, what do you wear? So my very first con was an anime con in Ottawa, and I didn't dress up. I was kind of unsure. So the first day I went, and I was floored. Just absolutely amazed with what people were able to make, and that this was a thing. Like, people did this. So super envious. The second day I showed up, and I threw together a Tifa just with things I had around the house. Admittedly, it wasn't all that great of a cosplay, but I don't think I've ever felt that way about a cosplay as I did like wearing that. It was my introduction to this community. I felt like you know, it really wasn't all that great, but I felt like I was part of something, and everyone was friendly, and, you know, it was really cool. So that first con was how I got into cosplay, and I kind of haven't looked back since. So my next question is from Black Crystal. We actually got to hang out in New York at Special Edition, so I hope to see you again at New York Comic Con in October, because you're super cool. And we definitely need to come up with something that we do together. Mashup. It's gonna be awesome. So she's wondering, where did you get the confidence to wear revealing costumes? So when it comes to revealing costumes, I know what my comfort level, like my comfort zone is. I know what I'm okay with. I know what I'm not okay with. My general rule is bikini. So anything that a bikini would cover, I keep covered. You know, that's the least amount of clothes that I feel comfortable with wearing in public. So that's my guideline. Everyone has different comfort levels though with what they wear and what they show. So my confidence comes from knowing what my limits are and sticking true to that. You know, if you don't want to show your midriff, or if you don't want to show even your arms or your legs, whatever, like, as long as you know what you're comfortable with, you can modify a costume to suit you. That's one of the things I do love about cosplay. I know that there's some people that are really, really accurate with their costumes, but for me, I kind of like to reimagine stuff on myself. So, you know, if I don't want to show off my stomach, I'll maybe modify the costume to come down a little. So yeah, just knowing what I'm comfortable in or what mood I'm in for that event. That's kind of what I go by. So that's where my confidence comes from. Porcelain Tokyo. So let's see. What are some of the materials you use for cosplay and props, etc.? And what are your favorite and least favorite things to work with? Okay, by the way, I need to ask you for a makeup tutorial because your makeup is phenomenal. But to your question, materials that I work with, lately I've been working with silicone a lot, either for special effects makeup or even just for a costume. So I made my Silk and Carnage predominantly out of silicone. So that's one thing that I've had a lot of fun with recently. I like working with different materials. I consider myself more of a builder when it comes to my strengths than a seamstress. So I like working with anything from foams, whether it's Ava or Craft, to thermoplastics, Warbla, Wonderflex, Cobra Cast. Those are super, super fun to me. So those are some of my favorites to work with. My least favorite fabric, just because I know that practice makes perfect, but I'm so much better at building than I am with sewing that when I have to sew a lot, it's like, that is the best way I can describe it, actually. I'm kind of wondering, like, if this was captioned for, like, you know, it's like captioned for the hearing impaired. I wonder how that would be spelled. Anyway. And then for props, one thing I also like to use expanding foam. I learned right and early that something light makes a heck of a difference when you're carrying around big props. So finding foams instead of plastics, that's for sure, for big props at least. Raquel Sparrow, another Australian cosplayer, wickedly talented. Super jealous because I used to live in Oz, and some of the cons that she posts are ones that I've been to, and oh man, they're so much bigger and better now. I wish I could go. But she's wondering, what's the best thing about cosplay? The best thing I think is just being able to be creative. I've always seen cosplay as my love letter to like my favorite characters, creators, and all that. Because I mean, not everyone can draw, not everybody can write. Some people can put on a costume, and that's their way of participating and being involved with this awesome community. So whether you buy it, whether you make it, it's just a great way to be involved. So that is one of the best things about cosplay for me, is being able to show my love for, you know, whether it's games or books that meant a lot to me. So yeah, that's
Probably one of my favorite things.
Unboxing for level 42. And in case you guys don't know, it is actually a monthly subscription box that sends you prints and goodies of